tough matchup earlier in the losers bracket, 3-0 DA below 0, but not as comfortable as many would think. I was actually watching that backstage, and below 0 was hanging with them blow for blow in hardpoint. I think it was about a 14-point difference at the end of game 1.
Yeah, I think I saw somewhere along the line it was like a 10 to 14-point difference, and then I saw Formal went 18-4 in an S&D against them.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I stopped watching after that hardpoint. I had to go do something else. But wow, 18-4. I assume that is a pretty dominant
expert analysis from
OG.
Myself. 18-4 is very good in search and destroy. If you have a teammate that goes 18-4, there's a pretty good chance you're going to win that match.
And if you lose, you should probably not.
You should probably find new teammates.
Team with
yeah,
you
should probably find new teammates.
Yeah, he's too good for you. Let him move on.
No, yeah, you're much better than your teammates. If you're going 18-4, you're still losing.
Yeah, you should get upgraded. Find someone else out there. Matt, for everyone who is watching the stream today, for those who have, played Call of Duty but not taken it kind of to the competitive level, what are the first steps for someone who wants to get into this scene?
I think, you find 2 or 3 players. Obviously, I think, if you can find 2 players that you can really, team with for a very long time, it's hard to find a full team that's going to stick for an extended period of time. You can find 1 or 2 teammates that you really latch onto, form that good chemistry with. A lot of people say they're duos, so to speak. I mean, look at JCap and Clay. I mean, nobody would have expected them to team together for this long, coming from Envy to Denial. It's really what Denial did. They put 2 duos together with Attach and Replays, and then they put Clay and JCap together. Makes a lot of sense. You can get, another duo like that, team up with them. I think communication as well, that's key.
Right.
I mean, small talk, always, that was one thing. Back in the cold days, Krim used to preach a lot of, small talk, knowing where everybody is at all times, what everybody's going to be doing decision-making wise, and really being on the same page strats. I think it's important, sometimes a lot of teams, they get a lot of practice in, lots of scrims, but they don't sit down and all get on the same page with strats. I think that's important. Almost watching the game is more important than playing the game sometimes. You can learn a lot from watching other players.
Well, you're doing the right thing by watching us right now. When you're watching the game, so don't only just watch the kill feed, don't just watch the action in the middle, but watch the mini-map, especially when this match goes down. We're going to hear fantastic communication from both squads. We heard it with OpTic Gaming yesterday during our listen-in. Today, we listened in with Strictly Business, and I'd argue that SB's communication has been some of the best I've heard all weekend long.
When they did a listen-in on them for the Ascend CTF, some of the best communication I can say without a doubt I've listened to all weekend. And I think that's an underrated aspect for a team. I mean, you can make up for small mistakes by being able to account for them quickly and kind of adjust on the fly. Some teams, when they get down, they're not able to communicate as well. I think as the games go on, especially in this series, I think this series is going to be a slugfest. I think there's a good chance SB comes out, throws some different things at OG, and kind of flusters OG a bit, and I think they're going to have to use that communication, make those mid-game adjustments, and get those things right. Against Denial, the S&D that they played on Solar, just to go all the way back to that, they didn't make any adjustments. Denial pushed A, knowing Krim was going to play Catwalk every single time. And OG never made any adjustments.
They're just so confident in their play style. It's like, it's worked so many times up to this point.
But everybody's watching you.
Exactly.
So you have to kind of change things up a little bit. Even if you do something like you put Formal over on Catwalk, he's going to play it completely different than Krim. So that's a change of a look as well. You're putting players in the same spots, but different guns, different types of things change it up a little bit different.
Interesting take from the former coach, Mr. X. I love it. Well, Matt, on the thread of tips and tricks, we got Krim6 here with some good advice, guys, if you want to get better at the game. Here from the 2014 champion.
I'm here with Krim6 from OpTic Gaming. How's it going?
It's going good. We just qualified.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you also dropped a 50 bomb in hardpoint. Now, how important is it with rotation and slaying in your strategy?
Rotation and slaying in hardpoint's basically everything. You really want to set up and put yourself in a good spot to get those kills. And I think that game, we really did that. We did a really good job of communicating, talking to each other. And I think that was the real reason why I was able to get so many kills.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. Good luck in LA.
Thank you.
For more tips and tricks, check out callofduty.com/esports.
And if you haven't heard or seen the callofduty.com/esports, make sure you go do that right now. Open up a second tab, of course. Also open up your Bravo, your Charlie, your Delta tabs.
Open up all the streams.
So many matches still going down. It's just peeking down there. It looks like FaZe Red is getting ready for their major matchup against Envious on the Charlie stream. So
I think FaZe Red probably takes that.
Yeah?
I think FaZe Red probably takes that. For Envy to go to a Game 5 versus ON, I think FaZe Red's stronger than both of those teams. I think FaZe Red probably takes that one, 3-1, at least in my opinion. But that was pretty good tips and tricks from Grim. You figure out what exactly works for him. We've been trying to figure it out for years now.
Years.
Figure out exactly what it is, those rotations.
Julie, we found the answer.
Yeah.
That's an old school joke. Down on the floor, though, FaZe Red, you said definitely think they will beat
3-1.
Envy.
I would say 3-1.
I thought that same thing when they faced off against TR, so I'm not making any more predictions.
Call
If
game
it
5,
involves-
Puckett.
that's
Call it a game 5.
Game 5, round 11. It always happens. But up here on the main stage, it looks like we got some of our players getting in the booth now, so we're just minutes away from kicking this one off. It's going to be a fantastic showdown. SB, OpTic Gaming. SB not expected to be down here this far, and OpTic Gaming not expected to be in the lower bracket this early. We have 4 teams left in the upper bracket. Everyone else fighting for their lives in that lower matchup.
Yeah, and getting in that lower bracket early, it's tough. Especially a team like OpTic Gaming, obviously favored by most to win. I think every prediction, every bracket people had, they had them going all the way to the finals. Everyone kind of just expected it. You didn't even really talk about who was going to be in the finals as both teams. It was, okay, who's going to be playing OpTic Gaming in the finals? But now, with them in the lower bracket, this tournament's completely open.
It's crazy, man. And if we don't see the winner of that Envy versus FaZe Red and the winner of SB versus OpTic Gaming on the main stage later tonight, I'm going to flip this chair, my friend.
Yeah, I'll be upset.
So many great matches on the way, but for now, let's send it down to the floor. We got Maven with Justine.
That's right. We're down here on the main stage, and what's been going on, Maven?
All right, I tried to sneak away for approximate 10-minute nap in the trailer. At this age, I have to rest the voice, make sure I have the energy. I come back, and it's an insane series between OpTic Nation and Envy. Goes to game 5, 4-4. Not able to clutch up for OpTic Nation. Killa stuck in a 1v2. Envy takes it. So OpTic Nation, which had a lot of our former champions, already out.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that this losers bracket is going to be pretty intense.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely wild. The match is going on in the background. And then here, we did not expect to see OpTic Gaming in the losers bracket already, and they're going up against SB. Now, typically, this was 3 weeks ago. 3-0 OpTic Gaming, but they've been a little inconsistent this weekend. SB's been looking dominant. Neslo's been so hype. Who you taking in this one?
Oh, geez. Don't put me on the spot like this. I'm gonna go
Just
with
say
I'm
OpTic.
gonna go with OpTic. Okay, hashtag green wall. Can we get a little bit of that? All right.
All right,
If
so
all else fails, go with
I
the
hear
green
the
wall.
crowd here. Starting to get hyped up. If you think Strictly Business is going to take this one, let me hear some noise.
All right, we got a little bit.
We need a few more fans. Now, if you are picking Nade Shot in this one, let me hear some noise. Now, this should be an incredible series. Again, 3 weeks ago, I'd say this is going to be a 3-0. Right now, though, I expect this is one that's going to go 4 or 5 games. I think it's going to be incredibly tight. I'm looking forward to it. Are you pumped up?
I mean, do I not look pumped? I mean,
You
I'm
look
pretty
extremely
pumped.
excited.
I'm pretty excited. No, I think what I'm most excited about is I think that this is one of those games where it's anything can happen. I mean, a lot
Yeah.
of unexpected things have happened to get us to this point. So really, it could be anyone's tournament tomorrow.
I mean, I've been joking, anyone could win at this point. I mean, you have it could end up being a denial TR winners bracket. OpTic's gonna have to fight through. It's anyone's game. Part of me likes to see, the favorite just roll through. But it's more fun when anyone can take this. It's been fantastic this entire time. I'm so excited to get things going forward. But the players have been warming up. We should be just about ready to go. Let's toss it back up to Mr. X and Puckett.
All right, thank you guys. Maven looking as beautiful as ever.
He's a beautiful man.
How many of you guys think Nade Shot is going to win? Doesn't even give a shout out to
No.
Grim 6, Formal, and Scumpy.
Yeah.
OpTic Gaming, they're going to have their hands full, though. They can't underestimate any of their opponents, especially this SB crew. If you don't know who they are, let's take a look at the Strictly Business lineup.
Strictly Business, they come together, and here you see their leader. It's going to be Dito. Really the slayer for this team. They're going to need him to go off consistently in the respawn game modes. Last 2 years, put up top 5 KDs at Champs. And Fizzerp, Puckett, this is the guy I was talking about. You're going to see some interesting classes out of Fizzerp here in the grand finals. Then Neslo, really, first Champs, super excited to be here. One of the most motivated players at Call of Duty World Championships this year. I mean, the guy is just an S&D phenomenon. And then John, you said MVP caliber player.
Jonathan Perez, we saw him back in Black Ops 2. You saw him at the Call of Duty Championship there in 2013, playing alongside the Fear Boys, I believe.
Yep.
Didn't come last year. He is back this year now in Advanced Warfare. And of course, joining some really talented players. Fizzerp, though, when you look into this booth, I think has been the most consistent player on this squad. He's been dropping the most kills, and he's always had incredible Saturdays in his history. I remember X Games. He was playing as a fill-in, totally took over on a Saturday, but on the other side, it's going to be the green wall. We got Scumpy leading the team as the top SMG slayer on this squad, and he is joined by some phenomenal talent.
Right, Nadeshot, he's going to be the OBJ player for OpTic Gaming. You're going to look for him. He's going to have to come up big with some clutch plays on the hill. You know, the other three playing well, but at the championship event, you're going to need clicking on all cylinders from everybody. We saw Formal right there, the best AR in the game. And then Crim6, the in-game leader for this OpTic Gaming team, has a world championship under his belt already. He's going to have to lead them mentally through this loser bracket run.
So many great matches happening simultaneously, but I am glad to be sitting next to you for this one, Matt.
It's gonna be a great match.
OpTic Gaming, moments away from kicking off. You see all the players there on the firing range, getting warmed up, getting ready to go at it, and I just saw the maps. I believe we're kicking it off with Retreat, Hardpoint, and this one should be epic.
This one should be a very good map. OpTic Gaming, one of their stronger maps. Obviously, you know, this lets Formal play that AR role. You know, you saw them lose that Detroit hardpoint earlier. It takes the AR out of his hand. You see that stat on the left-hand side. 3 of the players on SB had more than 8 caps per game during group play. So everybody doing that OBJ by committee for strictly business. And I would fully expect SB to pull out something different here. Would not be shocked if we see an Amelie with some smokes out of Fizzerb, known to use some different classes. Right now, just using that ASM one, but would not be shocked we see something different out of him. You actually see Dito, he's got it in his hands.
Not afraid to pull it out is SB, and you will see cold-blooded, danger close, as well as Dito is going to get into the action with the LMG, thrown on your COD vision as we highlight the outlines of the opponents. It's going to be John on your screen with the ASM-1 trying to get early control of the courtyard. Good protection, it looks like, for OpTic Gaming, as Crim6 is going to be locking down the outside perimeter. He was cleaned up through towels, though, and now John is going to break through OpTic's original setup. It's really early in this game, Matt, but I want to get your thoughts on this one. If you're strictly business, you're obviously the underdog coming into this. What is the secret to success against OpTic Gaming in a hardpoint game mode?
In a hardpoint against OpTic, you need to get a lead early. It's kind of the mantra on how you beat them on hardpoint. Hardpoint, one of their best game modes. You need to get a lead early because that's going to force them to take that garbage time on some hills and allow you to rotate a little bit earlier. And, you know, those 2 money hills you talk about, that back statue, that back turtle statue, the second hill, and then that bottom hill, the 4th hill, the really 2 ones you can take tons of time on, and that hill rotates that turtle. It's going to be Dito on it. He's taken out by Formal, but it looks like it's going to be OpTic Gaming controlling this one at the start. SB kind of gave that one away there.
Man, that's such a bummer because they sacrificed 24 points on the first hard point. OpTic had a nice lead. Then you saw SB, you know, they rotated early. They had it all planned out, but just like that, OpTic surges through and breaks through. But this one is going back and forth, and you got to give big credit to Dito. He was on a 3 spree with the Amelie before Fizzerb got in here with the ASM-1.
Yeah, and this is a very close game here to start things off. It's going to be SB actually taking the lead here, and they did a nice job breaking the hill. We talked about how OpTic Gaming got there first. They had that set up, and once Dito got in there, you know, SB doing a nice job utilizing all their grenades, you know, excusing that danger close. Something we've seen SB use online. Going to be looking to see them do it at this event is they were using danger close with those stuns and EMPs, something that they kind of talked about they were saving for this event. Going to be interesting to see how that comes into effect here.
Formal try to rotate through, is going to be able to pick up one that clears the way for Scumpy, who breaks in for 1, 2, looking for a third. Didn't see it to his right. Nadeshot's still inside. As I say, he is dropped, so it's up to Formal to lock down the back spawns, and it looks like SB had John rotate all the way through. He is going to hold it down. They're going to have the better spawns, and look at this, Matt. It's just a 10-point game.
Yeah, SB going to have the better spawns. They need to take their time here and try and break, and as I say that, 4 kills come in for OpTic Gaming in the kill feed. Going to spawn SB all the way out. You know, 25 seconds left. SB has one really good chance to break this hard point. Then they need to focus on getting down low, setting up for that bottom 4th hill.
This is so crazy. Both teams just whitewashing each other. It was 4 down for SB. They come through, answer back, and there you see the kill feed once again.
Yeah.
It's all OpTic, but the cave spawn still coming in. It was a 2-2 split. Nadeshot holding down the back entrance. He's watching the court side, and it looks like his teammates are doing enough distraction work to allow him to pull away. It is 78 and counting to 47. OpTic really pulling away here going into the 7th minute.
Yeah, but SB, they were set up pretty good right there going into this bottom hill. You actually saw they had a pinch set up. It was Fizzerb coming on the flank, He got some kills. He was taken out, though, right away. Scump with a big two-piece. Going to go back in OpTic Gaming's favor here. If you're SB, you needed to get control of this hill. You let OpTic Gaming get a lead, and then they're almost impossible to beat on hardpoint.
Neslo switched over to the bow, and he's starting to see some success. That is his 4th kill on this spree. Looking for number 5. He's going to be dropped. John with the cover fire from the back. Picks up 1, looking for a 2nd. OpTic continues to score. Fizzerp now battling for control, though. And we're going to see this one, a slugfest, go back and forth, back and forth. Look at this next rotation, though, to be the key hard point on the game. John knows it. He's in position. Can he get the kills, though, the players that are about to search his direction?
So I wouldn't say this is a necessarily money hill. I would say the 2 best hills to get time on are the 2nd and the 4th. But this last hard point up top in lobby, you can get tons of time here if you hold it correct. And SB, they're rotating early pucket. They're just not able to hold it all. I mean, you saw right there, they get there first. You see Formal picking up kills in the kill feed. Nade shot as well. It's very difficult for SB to take these hills back. They did a nice job on that 2nd turtle statue, but since then have not been able to effectively break any of these setups by OpTic.
Matt, you said it's not a money hill, but I feel like if you're OpTic, it is.
Yeah.
They have so much slaying talent. You'll see once they get a player inside, the other 3 jump out. Formal, only one up top, and he is just dealing with the pressure. Nade shot in the kill feed. Slay shot coming alive. Started off kind of slow. Now 17 and 13, 4 captures on a 5 spree.
Well, when you have players like Formal, Crim, and Scump, I mean, any hill is a money hill. I mean, we've seen them go on 9, 10 sprees here at this event so far. When you have players who are slaying like that, you can take a ton of time on any hill. And SB, they need to really start mounting the comeback soon here, Puckett. This game is getting a little bit out of hand.
That was the separation. You see it now reflected in the scoreboard. Over 60-point advantage for OpTic Gaming, and that number just continues to grow. Nade shot sticking with the bow of this game. I love it so far. We'll see how often he decides to go with the AR throughout the rest of this series. Not going to win that fight, though. It's Neslo starting to heat up. You've got Scump and Crim 6 trying to answer back. Strictly Business not done yet, but it's really starting to get worrisome. A 30-point lead you can handle. A 70-point lead, not something you want to deal with.
No, and I feel like every time we go on somebody from SB, especially we're here with John, we see they're just trying to attack these hills one by one, and you see 3 kills come in the kill feed, but SB in no position to trade. Neslo's going to try and jump onto the hill. He's going to pick up 1, but when you really look at it, what did forcing that engagement really do for Strictly Business? He got in the hill for a second, killed 1 player, he was taken out right away. Now his teammates lose him. He's not able to get on that early rotation, not able to hold this down. You see it's going to go to OpTic, all in their favor. SB spawning far away. Right now, they're just playing a little bit desperate in this hard point.
Fizzerp on your screen, making his moves up top. Pool wall wasn't able to finish that. Nice job by Nade Shot to stay alive as long as he could. And you will see Strictly Business inside. 42 points remaining on this hill. Will they be able to lock it down? 2 falls. Scump trading the kills with Neslo and John. And there is Neslo finally falling in the window. Dito trying to take his position. Will clean up Nade Shot, who is pogoing in the back. But while all this is happening, it's Scump inside the hard point. Just picking up point after point. A 100-point advantage now in what was once a very close game.
I mean, the slaying power from OpTic Gaming is way too strong for Strictly Business right now. Scump is 32 and 16. Just a phenomenal stat line out of him. Crim, 24 and 22 and 9 caps to his name. Just doing a great job. And then on the flip side for SB, you really need a Dito to come up big. He's your main slayer for that Strictly Business line. And right now, 19-25, having a rough go here in that first hard point.
Started off strong there for the first and second hard point. Really did fall off, as you mentioned, though. Going over to Nade Shot, once again, he's kind of bringing up the rear as the rest of his teammates surged in first, and he's going to pick up 1, looking for a second. Now inside after killing John. Scump is doing the dirty work, and really, I love Nade, but we got to watch the King when he comes off the respawn. 36 and 18, Scumpy is back.
Scump, he can have games like this where he just dominates, where as the opposing team, you really, no matter how good you play, you can't do anything about it. As you see the reaction time there, picking up that nice 2-piece, taking out Fizzerp. But I think the key for OpTic Gaming going forward in the tournament, Nade Shot going to have to get some good games out of him. Playing pretty well right now, 25-21. But to progress further, you're going to need monster games out of him to go along with the rest of these players, because everyone at Champs, playing to the best of their abilities, clicking on all cylinders.
Is OpTic really going to get to 250 before the minute mark? They are 23 points away. Make it just 21 points away as we get down to our last 2 hills. They could lock it up here on the bar. SB trying to prevent that. John peek in the courtyard. He's got Dito down low. At this point, SB's not really playing for the win. It's almost mathematically impossible, if not already, for that to happen. They are playing for pride and want to prove to OpTic that they will be around for the rest of this best of 5.
Yeah, SB, you use the rest of this game. You're far behind. You're not going to win this first game, but you got to use the rest of this time to kind of warm your shots up a little bit, especially Dito struggled a little bit at the end of this game. Going to have to get him going, and I would use this time really just focus on what's going to happen next in the series. I think S&D, a game mode that SB can definitely take off of OpTic Gaming. Fizzerp and Neslo, two of the best S&D players in AW.
Yeah, guys, it's okay to clap in here. Nate shot with a pretty dirty 3-piece there with the bell. Scumpy, 42 and 23, has been dominant all game long. Krim looking to go positive here as Formal was basically even as well. 250 to 122, more than double their opponent's score.
Yeah, Nate with a phenomenal game as well. I think finishes 35 and 25 with 10 caps. Actually, he's going to finish 32 and 25 with 10 caps, so very good game at a Nate shot. Second highest slaying on the OpTic Gaming lineup, and when he's doing that and Formal and Krim are still playing pretty well, they're almost impossible to beat on hardpoint.
At this point in the tournament, it seems it all comes down to Dito. When he is going positive, SB has been winning, but the games he has not been able to get more kills than deaths, they are losing those respawns every time. We saw it earlier against FaZe Black. It happened here in game number 1, but what we saw earlier makes me a little bit worried for OpTic Gaming going into game number 2. SB looked phenomenal in that game 5 search and destroy against FaZe Black.
Yeah, you'd expect SB to come out with some different things on S&D. That'll really throw OpTic Gaming for a loop. You have Neslo and Fizzerp, two of the most creative players. It's going to actually be a Detroit S&D game mode. OpTic Gaming, they struggle with Detroit for some reason, whether it's hardpoint, uplink, or S&D. They kind of struggle in that map just in general. So that'll be a very favorable draw for Strictly Business actually going into this game number 2.
All right, we want to keep this match going, so the players getting ready. But before the matchup, let's send it down to the floor. We have Justine.
All right, guys, so for the first time ever, one player will be named the Call of Duty Endowment COD Champs MVP. So we're going to need you guys to give your input on who the person is who's done such an outstanding job carrying their team throughout this amazing action-packed weekend. So 3 players have been lighting up everyone's Twitter mentions today. John from Strictly Business has been making incredible plays, and it's his birthday, so happy birthday, John. Aqua from Revenge has been coming up clutch, and Clayster from Denal, well, I think everybody's pretty much been watching Clayster. Now, who is going to be crowned the COD Champs MVP? We will see, and there are many more games to play, so make sure you guys are following Esports COD for more information on how to enter, and all of your votes will be tallied up for the championship finals tomorrow. And for you guys to vote, all you have to do is use the hashtag CODChampsMVP. So back up to you guys at the booth, and we will see you guys soon.
Thank you, Justine. MVPs, we talked about it a little bit earlier. Who all did you get tweeted at you?
Gotta change my vote now. It's John's birthday.
Birthday, John?
Birthday, John. Gotta be the MVP. I still got to stay with Clayster. I got a lot of Attach mentions as well.
Attach, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of no looking past Attach, but he's been great. He was a player I was worried about coming in.
The young god is all my Twitter feed said. That's referring to Attach.
Yeah. No, you were worried about him coming in. Nerves, how it was going to play. First Champs event. I think Clay and JCat really have had a great effect on him, kind of calming him down. He's making some great plays. Usually we see Attach. Sometimes he makes a play that he kind of, it screws the team a little bit, makes a bad play, and it kind of sits with him for a while. He kind of dwells over it.
Doesn't forgive himself.
Right. This event, he is just making quick decisions, not really thinking too much in his head. The team's playing around him. They're playing great.
It's working out really well for him. In that first game, though, OpTic Gaming was doing it as a team. Scumpy dropped the most impressive kills, but I was most impressed by everyone who was getting those captures. It was a team effort in hardpoint. But coming into this next game, Search and Destroy, here are the 2 players I think we need to be looking out for. Neslo's S&D was flawless on Terrace earlier. He looked so good, winning 1v3s with ease. Him and John simply took over that Terrace game against FaZe Black.
He was making so many big plays during that S&D on Terrace. Going to be looking for him to do that. And then Formal, he's put a ton of time into Search and Destroy on this game. Just in general, you kind of, his one knock as a player, I guess, coming over from the Halo series was, how is he going to adjust to Search and Destroy? Such a different game than he's used to, and he's put a ton of time in, and you've seen that pay off here in Advanced Warfare. One of the more talented S&D players we have, especially with the sniper rifle. You're going to see Formal, I don't know as much on Detroit, but you're going to see him with the sniper in his hands a lot, and he does some work with it.
I've been kind of confused on what is the plan from OpTic Gaming, because you saw those first bloods. he's not always rushing out there to get the first picks like he originally did when he joined this squad. Now it seems that they'll give him the bomb more frequently. Nadeshot's carrying it a little bit less, but regardless, I think they could see success if he's got that sniper in his hands. We'll see, will they decide to go that route? Guys, let us know what you think is going to happen in this matchup. Use the hashtag StrictlyBusiness or hashtag OpTic Gaming. And of course, today's hashtag CODChampsLive.
Yeah, and you're going to see that's going to be the A bomb site over on the left-hand side of the map. And the school is going to be our B bomb site. And what I love about Detroit Search and Destroy is on the offensive side, there's so many different strats you can use. Both bomb sites definitely more than capable of attacking those with success. And Formal set an event record with kills in that S&D versus below zero. Like I said, dropping 18 on them in the Search and Destroy. That is a dominant performance. And it looks like going to be OpTic starting out on the defensive side. See what they're going to come up with. It's going to be Formal with that sniper rifle like I was talking about.
I sure hope we see him in a battle. Will he go to the school or will he push through garage? We're going to see at the start. It's definitely going to be an A push from SB. And Formal, will he be able to get eyes? I throw in your COD vision. Obviously, he's not going to see anything on that street. Instead, it's Nadeshot calling it out. John picking Scump already with the ASM-1. Bomb could be going down here shortly, and Nadeshot is the closest one to stop it.
He's got to wait, though, for some teammates to get over there before he decides to challenge. And that's going to be Formal with a big grenade kill, even things up at 3 players apiece. Going to see Krim. He's going to get a hit mark with that sniper. He's going to push, but they are just baiting him out. Formal, though, saving Krim. Now, OpTic Gaming, they have that man advantage. They just need to wait and be patient here, Puckett.
That was like a two-way bait. Krim jumps in, brings a player into Formal's crosshairs, and SB had the same plan. Nadeshot took out Krim 6, though, with that Ameli. So that's going to make this a one-on-one bomb down. Neslo is playing this perfectly. All he's got to do is stall for 3 more seconds. It takes 7.5 to defuse. Nadeshot is out of time, as you can see on that scoreboard. I love that addition to the new broadcaster mode. And Nadeshot, unfortunately, after getting the kill, will not be able to get the defuse. So it's 1-0 start for SB.
No, that team kill was massive. Krim's alive. I think they're able to probably trade that because Neslo has to play a little bit more aggressive because, you know, Krim could have gotten on bomb. Nadeshot could have covered him right there. But once it becomes a one-on-one, Neslo, he did a phenomenal job playing that, just wasting the clock. And you're going to see Nadeshot. He's going to be picking up the bomb here on the first offensive side for OpTic Gaming. They're going to be trying to work over towards B. And like I said, you're going to see multiple different looks here on Detroit S&D. You know, maybe slow plays over towards B, slow plays in the spawn, trying to get some snipers, fast over towards A. This one looks like it's going to be a little bit of a faster push towards B.
And it looks like Fizzerp is ready for it, and
yeah, there we
19
go.
is coming out in Search and Destroy.
I told you with Fizzerp, we expect some stuff like this.
I love you, Fizz. This is his secondary. This is his overkill class, where some people use the Morse. He's pulling out the shoddy, laser sight and all, and it looks like he will be taken down by Scump's grenade. Formal is going to pick John, so that's going to make it a 2-on-3 in favor of OpTic, just like that.
Yeah, and OpTic, they're going to be trying to wrap this one through that middle. Krim taking a dangerous route to get into school, but you see Formal, he's going to be working that flank. Scump's going to be able to pick up one. Just going to be Neslo alive, and as I say that, Formal coming on the long flank, able to take him out, tie this one up at 1 apiece.
What is up, LA? The fans getting loud here, rallying behind their team, OpTic Gaming. OpTic with a very strong performance in Hardpoint, tying things up in S&D, but Matt, not going to lie. I'm ready for another Game 5, Round 11. I'm rooting for SB this game.
I think, you know, going further into this S&D game, that first round could potentially come out to be huge. I mean, Nadeshot team kills Krim. That's a situation you'd probably say OpTic goes up 2-0 here. So just to keep an eye on the scoreboard, obviously, see if that comes back to haunt them a little bit.
And of course, a bomb site being flooded. The first kill is Nadeshot holding it down in green. That's traded out before Neslo can get there. John's going to hit the headshot. Bomb is planted, though, and now OpTic is in a position to react. And look at that minimap. All 3 players from SB stacked up. Formal's got to be able to scout this.
Yeah, back trailer is a power position. If SB can get some players there, watch that mid street. But you see Scump, he's going to pick up another kill. So it's going to be a 2v3 in favor of OpTic Gaming. As I say that, John's going to pick up one. Scump, phenomenal read right there on Neslo. Going to be all up to John here. The 2v1 against Scump and Crim6. You definitely don't want to see that. And John, he's going to be taken out by Scump. I mean, how many times have we seen a player clutch against Scump and Krim? That's not going to happen too often.
Not too frequently, and Scump is on a 5 streak after that one. Krim is going to be given the defuse. Krim, once again, baiting for his team, but Scump will never let him down. Comes in and picks up the kill, but definitely going to have to watch the Jinja Ninja. 5-1, 5 straight kills. how is Scump getting it done? Very aggressive SMG play with that ASM-1.
Yeah, and we're going to see how he's going to play this one off the start. I mean, he's on a roll right now, obviously, 5-1. And I think Scump, he's at his best when OpTic Gaming just lets him push everything out freely, kind of how Attach plays for Denial, and they play around him. I would, actually, I probably would have said, push over towards A and go through green, let Scump lead the charge over there, but they're going to play this a little bit slower, trying to get a pick at the
Nate
B
shot.
side,
I got you back, dude.
Yep. Krim returning the favor.
Nate shot tried to cross, and Krim accidentally picks him in the head with the sniper.
Yeah, Krim's like, you can sit this for now. We got this. And it's going to be OpTic Gaming trying to push over in towards that B bomb site. And you can imagine I mean, 2 team kills like that, they got to be a little bit flustered. I mean, we usually don't see that out of OpTic Gaming. I mean, really no excuse for that one. I mean, Nate just walking right in front of him, Krim just blowing his brains out.
Krim trying to bait out for his teammates, but he's the bomb carrier. Really, you wish he was in B already, and someone else was baiting over by Garage. So here he comes in. It's going to be up to Scump, really, to stop the initial push. You're going to have a player on the flank as well. That will be Dito. So keep your eyes on the player I've highlighted on the mini-map. At any point, Dito could cause problems, either from the front door or coming in through the lockers.
No, as long as SB goes together, they should be able to trade these kills and win this round. I mean, OpTic, they're really trapped in the back by this pit area. Fizzerp, he's going to get Scump. It's going to bring it down to just Formal and Krim alive for OG. Krim, he's going to take out Fizz, this is huge right here. Formal's able to get that kill. Could have potentially pulled this round down. Now, it's going to put Krim in a pretty bad situation, trying to attack from the front. And Bucket, keep bringing it up. That's kind of 2 rounds I feel like OpTic's giving away. They team kill Nade right there for no apparent reason, just kind of shot him in the head. And the first round when Nade team killed Krim, those are 2 rounds that could easily have gone in OpTic's favor that they've given SB. And I mean, that's a huge difference in the game. It could potentially be 4-0 in favor of OpTic right now.
Yeah, OpTic must have really offended SB earlier and are trying to make up for it here, giving them 2 rounds. But so far, SB, they're not going to make many mistakes in this game, and I'm impressed with the patience they're displaying. They're not rushing in alone. They have coordinated efforts, but Scump, again, causing problems with first blood. More shots are going down in the middle of the map, and that bomb has been spotted. It looks like Scump is going to take out Fizz, the bomb carrier, and all of a sudden, before I can switch to anyone else, Dito is the last man standing as Formal grenades John.
Yeah, they tried to push in the hospital 3 players and try and get one of the players on OpTic to be too aggressive down the mid-street, have Dito be able to pick him off with that sniper rifle. Just didn't work out. OpTic played that extremely patient. Nobody poking at the unopportune time when Dito's looking down that mid-street, and they're able to end that one for a victory in their favor. And Scump, 7-2. S&D, I don't want to say it's been his weakness, so to speak, but obviously he's fantastic in respawn game modes. S&D's kind of been his weakest game mode coming out today. I mean, obviously, OpTic's got their back against the wall here in the lower bracket. They're going to need best games out of everybody. Scump showing up in S&D.
He sure is, man. I mean, getting that first blood is such a big deal. You get the numbers that allows you to control more of the map, spot out your enemies, and then execute your strategy at will. And of course, the trades that you've just seen become so important time and time again, but SB not really able to get anything going in their last attacking round. What can they do on defense? It seems they're playing very passive. They're going to make OpTic come to them here.
Yeah, just wait for OpTic to team kill somebody. So I would do if I'm strictly business right now. Not Formal. He's going to have your bomb, and I don't know how much of a fan I am of Formal carrying the bomb. I think, part of the reason we've seen him up and down in S&D sometimes because he's trying to do the objective too much, and Formal's never really been a objective player in any game. Really, he's going to be that slayer, that first player in trying to open up those lanes for the rest of the team to be able to get the bomb down, not the one actually planting the bomb.
And you can see Krim trying to get sights, just sees Dito cross. Dito was able to take out Nate's shot at the start of this round. So SB on defense, displaying their patience. OpTic running out of time. Formal moving in with that bomb. Krim trying to cover. You also have Scump inside waiting for the push from lockers. Grenade not going to connect. Fizzerp does take down Krim though. And John snipes Formal. Scump staying alive, gets one, challenges while weak. And that is not going to work against Dito. He is going to finish with the bow. And SB will tie things up at 3 rounds apiece.
SB does a fantastic job of letting OpTic, they get first blood, and then they let OpTic get bombed down so they know exactly pretty much where everybody is, and then they push in together. You never see one player just kind of running in by himself for strictly business. Great team play here in S&D from them, just being able to pinch OpTic in those small areas inside school and they get bombed down. If you're OpTic, I would probably go back towards A. I think you had pretty good attempt through green if you can get the pressure out of Scump going over that way.
Look for Nadeshot to get pretty aggressive here. He's rocking a trophy system. Earlier in green, we saw him locking it down, and right away, he's going to push over to A. Unfortunately for Nade, that class is not going to be suited for this situation because it is definitely a B push, but that's been snuffed out. Here comes Formal. Will he flank right away? It looks like SB all trying to rotate back. Formal can do so much damage here. Gets one, gets two. Even if he dies, that is a phenomenal trade to open things up.
You will take that if you're an OpTic Gaming fan. Formal able to get in there, get 2 kills, taken out by Dito. It looked like Fizzerp, at the start of the game, he was able to get a hit marker through school. That's such a difficult shot to hit. We usually don't see anyone able to hit that. Fizzerp almost able to take that player at the start of the game. He's able to do that completely different round for SB.
And Scump is there, waiting for Fizz's push. There's a coordinated effort there by SB to go back towards school, but Scump was waiting for him and able to pick up the kill. OpTic Gaming pulling away once again. And how about Scumpy's 3.0 KD in this one?
Just out of control. Scump really starting to heat up here. Had a great hardpoint game in the first one. Now coming over to S&D, really tearing it up. I think, SB, they're going to need an answer here on defense. They're doing a pretty good job of it, but OpTic Gaming, get a little bit creative on the offensive side of things. I say, just run straight through green over on that A bomb site, but it looks like they're going to go back towards that B push.
Little variable scope action there for Dito. John going to be looking across mid. Did he see anyone through garage? He wasn't fast enough, so no one has eyes on where OpTic is coming. However, it seems they know. Fizzer now spotting it for sure. Misses with his first blast, and he will be punished. 2 more players trying to rotate to get eyes. Dito tried to push in, but no trophy. He is going to get exploded by Crim6. Bomb going down. Nadeshot's trophy system paying off there as you see the grenade just disintegrate. And that means it's going to be a 2-on-4 for John and Neslo.
Yeah, difficult situation for these players to play out. If you're going to see John trying to get a pick towards back school. John with a phenomenal shot on Scump. Neslo's going to even it up. Nadeshot's going to push John. Right there, Nade didn't need the challenge. It's going to be a Crim left in a 2v1. This could be a huge round for Strictly Business.
Do you remember when it was a 4-on-2 situation in favor of OpTic?
I do.
Yeah, not that case anymore. Crim, take it down. Such an impressive round by John and Neslo. Stepping up in search and destroy once again. That was simply phenomenal stuff with John and that sniper.
Just minor mistakes out of OpTic Gaming. John with some phenomenal plays right there with those 2 snipes. One on Scump, one on Nade. Neslo able to pick up that big kill on Formal, leaving Crim last one alive. Thought Crim was going to try and play the clock a little bit more, forced out of his positions. It's going to be a 4-4 game puck. This one looks like it's going to go to around 11.
I always loved watching John in Search and Destroy, especially back in the Black Ops 2 days. The man would somehow get streaks in Search, and he's showing you why he is considered one of the best. He's pulling out the sniper here, and it looks like he's not going to connect on anything yet. Not going to be seen. But Fizzer will get an angle on Crim6 and get a pick. Neslo getting a little aggressive, and now OpTic should be able to punish. Scump just saw his gun.
Yeah, Scump knows exactly where Strictly Business is going to go. It's going to be interesting to see